All right. Hey, it's James from Being Delivered. We are live. We're just waiting for Tony from West Cork Coffee, who's going to join us in a couple of minutes, and we're going to have a chat about this month's coffee, which is comes from West Cork Coffee and is in El Salvador. And we're going to have a chat about that in a couple of minutes when Tony joins us. So hopefully everyone can hear me okay. It looks like Tony's just dialing in now, and we'll get started. All right. There we go. Hey, Tony, how's it going?
What's happening, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's things in Cork? Oh, we're getting a dodgy connection. There we go.
You hear me?
Ah, there we go.
Good
Yeah, hear you
stuff.
now.
Yeah, my earpiece was turned off, so I couldn't hear you.
How's things in Cork?
Good. Yeah, I was serving coffee all day down in Warren Beach and Rosscarbery, so it was pretty nice.
Ah, nice.
Um,
Jesus.
yeah, I suppose it's a new business that we're helping set up at the moment. Um, yeah, it's good. I suppose it's fantastic to be able to work with your product as well. So it's a great experience. And actually, the coffee I was using today is the coffee you're using for your subscription,
Ah, brilliant,
which
brilliant.
is pretty
And
cool.
was there many around at the beach today? I
I was
suppose the
qu-
weather
it
was
was quiet enough,
good,
like
isn't
you
it?
know, it was
Quiet,
quiet
isn't it?
enough. Yeah, yeah. I suppose the restrictions are still there, so we only use. I suppose our customers are still in the 5 kilometer radius. So
Right.
hopefully that will build over the next couple of weeks, and we get things back to some normality.
Yeah, it looks like it might change from next week, which would be
Yeah,
great. Get more
yeah,
get more people
yeah,
out and about, which would be good.
yeah.
So, Tony, thanks for joining me this evening. I know it's getting late. You're probably wrecked after a long week and a
No,
long
no,
day
no,
a
no.
long
You're
day
fine.
on the beach.
No, you're fine.
So, I suppose we wanted to have a chat today. Usually, we try and get down and fill in with the roasters every month, but obviously, you're way more than 5K away from us at the
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, yeah.
But we'll try. We'll get down to West Cork later in the year, I'm sure. And this is the last month in our first year of business for being delivered. So we delighted that we've kind of hit that 1 year mark. It's a big milestone for any small business, I think.
Brilliant.
And kind of for that last month, we wanted to kind of round the year off with kind of one of our favorite roasters, I suppose, and someone who we've wanted to work with for a long time. So we were delighted, obviously, to partner up with yourself for this month. So thanks for that. It's
Oh,
great
fantastic.
to feature West Cork this month. And a really, really great coffee as well. I've been drinking it all week. So I suppose if we want to kind of start off, I mean, everybody that's jumping on, I'm sure will be well aware of who you are and who West Cork are. But if anybody doesn't, if you want to kind of give a quick spiel, I suppose, about West Cork.
Yeah, I suppose West Cork Coffee was started back in 2014. It organically grew in a way that I suppose the product wasn't pushed to a degree where um, customers came on board slowly but surely, but of a high quality. So we have a Michelin star restaurant in Cork using our coffee. We have Good Day Deli who won Best Cafe in Munster. We have O'Neill's and Skib, and a few other places around West Cork in the city. So yeah, the roastery itself, it's a two-man band. There's two of us working there, so it's a pretty small operation. I'm head roaster, quality control, and green bean sourcing. Um, so I'm heavily involved in the roasting side of it. That's my main interest. So only recently actually I've been getting into the barista side of it again. I used to work as a barista in Australia back in 2004, and that's where the coffee love I suppose began, and it's progressed from a hobby to a passion to a career. And yeah, I think you contacted me. I think it was over a year ago. No, was it?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah,
Yeah, at the
probably
start.
this
Yeah,
time last year before. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I suppose I'm a bit overprotective of my product, John, and I'm OCD in a way where I'm the only person roasting in the roastery as well. And when you first contacted me, I was kind of humming and hawing about doing subscription companies and providing coffee for them. And I saw your business grow, and it's fantastic. Like, you've done it in a very, very good, slow progress, and it's very high quality driven. So I'm delighted if you got back in contact, and we're happy to give you, I suppose, two fantastic coffees. And yeah, so that's pretty much in a nutshell,
Cheers.
really.
Totally. It's funny, like, so I was in Australia for a few years as well, back in 2000 and, was it 12 to 16? I think I was there.
Yeah,
But it seems to be the place that kind of, I suppose, awoke coffee for a lot of people, a lot of
oh
Irish
yeah,
people who were over there who, weren't used to drinking good coffee before they went. And
yeah.
then over there, the scene over there is just massive. Like,
Oh,
it's crazy.
I'm talking now,
Even,
like I'm talking like 2004. I was living in a place called Chapel Street near St Kilda in Melbourne,
oh yeah, yeah,
and they had a street of cafes and actually roasteries as well, and the quality was so high. And you can imagine, like, coming back to Ireland, I came back a year later, 2005. There was nothing like that here, like,
yeah,
I suppose that's why I roasted my own coffee for years. Like, I competed in an awful lot of roasting competitions back in 2005 as well, as a hobby. Sweet Maria's in California, they had a lot of competitions where they invited roasters from around the world to get involved, and I got a lot of experience, and I suppose learned to trade that way, basically. Yeah, and
totally.
it took a long time to make a career out of it, but I finally got there.
Yeah, but it's great. Like when you're doing something that you're passionate about and
Oh
that
yeah,
you like it. It's that old phrase, like if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I
it's
think kind
true.
of
It's
when you get
true.
into it, it's
It's
definitely
true.
true.
It's definitely true. Like, I started this morning in the roastery at 8 o'clock this morning, and I got back home an hour ago, and I'm on here now talking to you. It's like if you do something you like the energy will be there.
Yeah,
If you're passionate about it, the energy will be there. You'll find it. So I'm very happy to be doing what I love, I suppose. And yeah, and I like the coffees, the two coffees that we gave you. I'm very
mm.
happy with them as well. They were, I suppose. Do you want me to talk about each coffee,
Yeah.
or?
So we start with the El Salvador. So
Yeah,
I got my bag here.
The El Salvador, which you were drinking. I wanted to get a natural Central American coffee, and El Salvador is an area where I bought a lot of Pacamaras from them. And what intrigued me about this coffee was 100% bourbon, and it was a natural process. So we cupped a range of coffees actually on the beach, actually, of all places, late last year, and we discovered that coffee while we were cupping, and we said we have to get it. So we purchased that and only received it at the start of this year, actually a couple of months back. What I like about that coffee is it's very versatile on both espresso and filter. Um,
Mm.
and the fermented funkiness that you get from that coffee, I only find it really in Ethiopian naturals, and for it's very prominent in that coffee. It's fantastic. So on espresso, you're going to get like a chocolate orange liqueur, very very creamy espresso, and on filter, it's like a totally different coffee. You're getting a kind of a bright orange, strawberry, really beautiful coffee. So really happy to give that to you guys.
Yeah, it's much. You're right. So I was having some on espresso during the week, and then I was using the Aeropress for some as well. And it was like drinking two
Yeah,
different coffees. Like the Aeropress is much fruitier or something than it is when you kind of have an espresso from it. You get that
yeah.
kind of chocolate notes through it. So yeah, it's great. It's a really 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 great coffee.
Yeah, and I hope your customers love it. And any feedback as well, like the customers that you have, feel free to send me a message, ask questions, brew ratios, get in contact, and we can really help you kind of fine tune your coffee, I suppose.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
And then the other one, so you probably see it sitting there.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
the Brazilian one, the hydro honey one.
Yeah, that's a really special coffee. I suppose at the start of every year as a roastery, we set out a target, and a target could be kind of technology evolution in the roastery. You might buy new equipment. This year I want to focus on innovation. and innovation in both roasting, farm level and cafe level, and see what's new out there. So I asked my suppliers to put me in touch with farms that are doing something that is a bit outside the box. And Cafe Imports actually put me in contact with this farmer, Paulo Luis. He's a fantastic farmer who's using his farm as a testing ground, basically. It's called Santorio Sul. And what he's doing is he's testing varieties from around the world on his farm. And from what I know, he did 8 tests. I think 4 were successful and 4 weren't. We bought his washed geisha, which sold very fast. And what you got is called the hydro honey. Excuse me. The hydro honey is a reference basically of natural honey and pulp natural. So the farm, first of all, the amazing thing is they cultivated the Yirgacheffe variety. I suppose that's the number one point about this coffee. So they imported the Yirgacheffe variety into Brazil. And as you know, Brazil is quite low in altitude. His farm is slightly higher than usual. It's about 1,200, which is a little bit higher than the usual coffee farms in Brazil. You're talking 800-900 in Brazil. So he cultivated it, and when it came to processing, he processed it in 3 lots. So he split it in 3. He did honey, natural, pulp, and then mixed it. And that's where the word hydro comes from. It's actually a hybrid. It's a way of saying a hybrid of the 3 processing methods. So what you get is, I suppose, with Brazilian coffee, you're going to get nuttiness, chocolate, very, very balanced, not a lot of acidity. And what you get then when you put the Yirgacheffe in there and mix it with the soil and the climate of Brazil, you're going to get the fruitiness, but you're also going to get the earthiness. So a good friend of mine kind of described the coffee very well. It's like kind of sweet and sour, salty and sweet. It's two different coffees, cultivars, climates combining together.
Yeah.
So it's probably a tough coffee to cup. We do multiple cuppings in our roastery. It's very hard to distinguish because it's so unusual. So you taste it, you get the fruitiness, you get the sweetness, but then all of a sudden you get the nuttiness and the chocolate. And it's a total mash of flavors.
It's great. It's a
Fantastic
great
coffee.
coffee. I suppose, like even for the farmer, it's such a risk, like doing
Huge
that.
risk,
Like take like even trying out eight different coffees
yeah.
in the one farm is massive because like even for 4 just to come off is great, but if only one came off, that could be him kind of ruined for a while. So it's brilliant that
Yeah, I think
he's able to get some such good coffees out.
I think with his farm, it's such a large size and it's financially secure that he was able to do it. I actually bought that coffee at auction as well, so it fluctuated in prices. So he won best cup, so it's a regional competition in Brazil where they grade and award prizes to the individual farms for the quality of their green, and he won best cup for that coffee actually. So when that came, the price of the coffee went way up.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got it before I went too high. But it's been very, very popular. It's probably one of our best sellers since the lockdowns, where people are buying coffee for home. It's very, very popular.
Yeah. And kind of in terms of further down the road, kind of later on in the year, have you already started cupping for kind of what
Yeah,
you're going to get later in the year? Is there anything that's kind of exciting
yeah,
or
yeah.
that bit different?
I'm trying again. I'm trying to, like, innovation is there for this year, so I stuck to it. I bought a new sample roaster that I'm interested in trying. The roast, you might have seen it. It's a Swedish sample roaster. It's like a mini gas operated roaster. So we sample roast with the Aikawa Pro, and we sample roast with a roaster called the Huki 500. It's a really old style
Right.
sample roaster I've kept from back in the day. So this is my 3rd sample roaster, so I'm looking forward to getting that. Coffee wise, um, I've secured my first ever Indonesian coffee actually. So it's the first coffee I've
Oh,
roasted from
nice.
that region. A natural Kenyan, an 89-point organic washed Ethiopian, which is amazing coffee as well.
Wow.
Unbelievably fruity, juicy, grapefruit, pomegranates, fantastic coffee. Um,
Awesome.
anaerobic fermentation Brazil, which is coming as well. And it's from the same farm that I bought a natural processed Mundanova coffee. So I got two coffees from just single farm. So yeah, lots of coffees, lots of coffee. So I suppose like as a business at the moment, with the cafes slowly but surely opening, where I see the biggest market at the moment is from people brewing at home and people looking for something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to cater for that, and I'm trying to give people. I think at the moment on my website you might have 13 or 14 different coffees. I'm hoping to get up to 20, so a choice of
Wow.
20 coffees, so a customer can come back and try numerous different types of coffees. And that's what it's all about. Look, specialty
Yeah.
coffee is about finding new regions, new processes, new flavor profiles, and I suppose it's my job to create that kind of environment for the customer to buy.
Yeah, I seen somebody, I think it was today or yesterday, posted a picture that they ordered yesterday. You roasted an hour later and they got it the
Yeah,
next morning or something. So
yeah.
nice and quick.
Yeah, the courier is under established pressure at the moment, so
Oh,
um,
yeah.
that's a good news story. There's also
Yeah,
the customers
let's
who
not
are
talk
ringing
about the
me.
other
Yeah,
one.
that's a good news story. But yeah, so we're roast to order, and the point of interest for my business at the very start actually was we were only roast to order, and we're still actually probably the only roastery I think in Cork anyway that customize and specialize single origins for each cafe. So the story behind that is if a cafe comes on board with West Cork Coffee, we source the coffee for them, we make a connection with the farm, and we try to
Yeah.
connect the farm with the cafe and with us in the middle roasting. And the coffee they pick is the only coffee that will be used from us in their cafe. So every
Okay.
cafe has an individual single origin coffee.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good. So
So
if people are down around Cork, what cafes did you say? I think you said at the start.
so
Okay.
Good Day Deli use it. The Triskel Art Centre, which is closed unfortunately at the moment.
Mm.
Latitude Wine Bar, they're reopening soon. Down in Skibbereen, you have O'Neill's. Longstrand, you have the Fish Basket. You have Drip Hatch, actually, Drip Coffee Hatch, which I've been working there on some days on Warren Beach. So there's a few of us there, yeah. There's a few I'm hoping not forgetting. I know I hate doing this because I always forget someone.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, look, I think that's all we kind of wanted to have a quick chat about. And thanks for spending the time on it on a Friday evening. You can go off and watch the late show now or whatever you do on a Friday
Yeah, probably
night.
crack open the beer there and relax.
Yeah, it's not a
Um,
bad idea.
yeah, and I suppose for your customers as well, like feel free to hit me up on Instagram. I'm pretty active on it, so and there's no such thing as a stupid question. Like so,
Yeah.
we often get questions about brew ratios and temperatures and what brewing device to use, and I'll help in any way I can. And I suppose it's my job to make sure your customers get the best out of the coffee as well. So feel free to get in touch. And yeah, westcorkcoffee.ie. Um, all our coffees are there, brewing equipment, a little background of where I came from.
Flash it
There you
there.
go. There you go.
There you go.
I like the video. Actually, the video was fantastic.
Oh, there's more. There's more to come. There's a few
I
more
like
lined up, a
I
few more
like the
pictures and
soundtrack.
stuff going on once.
The soundtrack was pretty sick, and yeah, keep it up yourself as well. You're putting out some very good content. And,
Cheers.
it's fresh and exciting, and I look forward to working with you guys. And yeah, we'll be roasting our coffee soon, and we'll keep it as fresh as possible. So when you say roast, I roast, and we'll get it shipped up to you.
Tony, thanks very much for joining us. It was a
No, I have
pleasure
to.
chatting to
Yeah,
you as
thanks,
always.
more man.
Talk to
Cheers,
you
man.
soon.
Bye bye.
Cheers, mate. Good luck.